Yeah, listener, I mean, I seem to have this conversation over and over again with the active fighters that I'm around and, with other people with interest in the sport. Listen, there's definitely two different schools, right? There's one school, John Jones talking recently said, look, when I was younger, if I didn't leave the gym with a headache, banged up, I thought I didn't do the work. And that's how I sparred, and that's how I love to spar. George St. Pierre said, look, you can't spar that way in MMA. It's too dangerous. A kick to the head is like a bat over the head. You got to be playful when you spar, right? Terry Sokoju, an old training partner of mine, he went real light when he sparred. And he admitted to me that when he was younger, he didn't. Everything was to win, like to win the spar. I will say this. I am mostly in the John Jones camp. John Jones said, look, when I was young, I did this, but now that I'm old, I don't need to do that anymore. And that's what I believe. I think that you definitely learn something from going very, very hard. And you learn, duress, right? Like taking punches and having to react under duress. You learn how to react when you're hurt, and you learn how to hurt people. And when you hurt people, how to jump on them. If you're play sparring all the time, how are you going to ever learn those things? You absolutely cannot. So I'm more of the John Jones type. Like, spar hard when you're young, and then when you're older, you can cool it off a little bit and, calm down and whatnot. As far as the fights go, you're talking about Japan, not really Japan, Singapore, right? ONE FC. But Asia in general sees this very clearly. They are prize fighters. Their job is to go in there and beat the snot out of each other. That's why performance enhancing drugs aren't an issue over there. Like, it's just, that's what they do for a living. And why wouldn't you do those things to help you do what you do for a living? That way, it's an even playing field too, right? Like, everybody's on it, so there's no complaints, and there it is. It's not constantly, listen, I've been in sanctioned fights where I went in clean. I was in the best shape of my life. And I got annihilated by a guy in a round. Why? He was on juice. And there's certain things you just can't stand up to juice like that. So, that Rock'em Sock'em Robot thing they have going on over there in ONE FC, I get it. That's what they're for. That's for the crowd's entertainment. I know in America we're much more about the individual because everything's just a me culture. So, consequently, a lot of the MMA kids I know, like, they don't want to get hit at all and they want to fight MMA. And to me, that's very, very, very confusing. I know there's long-term health damage. Look at Muhammad Ali after boxing, right? It was a shame what happened to him. I'm sure we're going to see some CTE, but there is, I think, some proof that in MMA at least, I know they're kickboxing behind me in ONE FC, but in MMA, the shot puts you out much quicker. So consequently, you don't take all that follow-up damage with big gloves. Anyway, it's the way I see it. Everybody, read my book, Warrior of the Light.